Welcome to everything that you need to know about kettlebell swings. My name is Angela Gargano, four-time American Ninja Warrior and Strong Feels Good creator, and I'm super excited to really go over everything you need to know about kettlebell swings. It's gonna be perfect for you if you really just have no idea what you're doing, and I'm gonna give you a ton of drills that have really helped me. Short little story real quick before we get started. I had a really hard time doing kettlebell swings. I've always had a hard time with getting my legs to be a lot stronger, and I really had a hard time with that hinging motion. So if you watch the deadlift video that I did before, I kind of talked a little bit about that. So this took me a while to understand. So while I break it down for you, realize that you may need to watch this a few times in order to really perfect it. So let's talk about this kettlebell swing here and the form. So I have a kettlebell and a dumbbell here. I'll show you later just exactly how you can literally use a dumbbell to do kettlebell swings too. So no excuses if you don't have a kettlebell at home. So first thing is first, let's go over the form and exactly what this is supposed to look like, and then we'll go over the common mistakes, and then we'll go over my favorite drills for these. So first things first, you want to be about 2 to 3 feet away from your bell. So what I like to do is I literally put my foot at my bell. I walk backwards 2 feet. Okay, so literally if you see I'm lined up here, and then I step to the side and I step to the side. That's how I get my distance from the bell. Your feet are a little bit further than shoulder width apart here, and that bell is directly in the center of you. You're gonna hear the word crotch a lot during this series, so just be ready for that. So really in line with your crotch here, okay? Next thing you wanna do is you wanna hinge at your hips. So I like to call it the karate chop. You karate chop your hips. Lean forward, you have a slight bend in your knee, so this is actually an in-between between a squat and a hinge here. Take your fingertips and place them at the top of your bell. So again, notice my fingertips are right there at the top. So let's do it again, stepping you through it. And again, you should do this with me while you're watching. Take your foot, back, step, step, boom. Karate chop, bend it down. Chin is neutral, so you want to pretend like you have a ball between your chin and your chest. Fingertips on the bell. Next thing that people always overlook here, first of all, people normally stick their head up really high. Make sure you keep your chin neutral. And you're not gonna just kind of put this kettlebell in your fingers like this. You're actually gonna wrap it around and lock out your lat. So we talk about this a lot with deadlifting. You're gonna and we also even talked about this with, what other movement do we do? But whatever. So you take your hands and pretend like you're rolling them in, okay? Like you're driving a car. We call this a seatbelt because what that's gonna do is that little squeeze is gonna activate that lat and turn those shoulder blades in, so that will protect your lower back. And again, that's why we call this the seat belt. Okay, so very important that you do that. You're not just putting your hands on the belt, you are turning and locking out. So again, let's do it again. Karate chop. Lean forward, hands on, lock that out, put your seatbelt on, your gaze is forward. Your bell's gonna go right into your crotch. Stand up, and you're gonna thrust those hips forward, okay? Now notice here, it's like you're humping the air when you're doing that kettlebell swing, and once you're done, you're gonna put the bell back down. Now a few different form tips here. So think about this again, when you're doing this, your bell is not going past your knees, okay? So a lot of people do is they'll squat down and they'll do it like this, okay? It's literally staying directly in that crotch. So think about that position of you doing your deadlift when you're going forward and then driving your hips forward. Forward, drive your hips forward. And then when we go up to that stand position, you're not leaning super far back. That can hurt your back later on. You want to just stand straight up. So you can even do it without the belt. Lean forward, thrust those hips forward. That's literally the positioning of the kettlebell swing. So you're really only having a slight bend in those knees. Okay, I had my arms slightly bent here. There's different versions of the kettlebell swing. A lot of times people like to keep their arms straight, but the only reason that the bell is going up is because your hips are thrusting it forward. Your arms aren't bringing it up there. There is a different version of the kettlebell swing we are bringing all the way up. I think it's called the American swing, but we're just doing the classic kettlebell swing. So again, it's only gonna go about eye level, and that's only because you're thrusting those hips forward. Again, this is all easier said than done. So let's do it one more time. Hinge at the hips, hands forward, bell to the crotch, squeeze those glutes and thrust those hips forward. Make sure each time you park the bell. Why do we park the bell? Because you wanna keep yourself safe. You don't wanna just go like in the middle of this and just stop and then, You wanna park the bell each time back to where it started, okay? So start in the parking spot and in the parking spot. So again, all of that form. You're probably like, wow, that's a lot of information, super overwhelming. Let's go over some drills that we can do in order to help this. And I recommend you do this always. We used to do this in this class. Shout out to Kenny Senajuchi. He's probably not gonna watch this, but we used to do this in this class all the time to break down the kettlebell swing, and I found it very helpful. So get in front of your bell, 2 feet away, side to side. Hinge at the hip, fingertips on the bell, walk out the lats. The first movement for your drill is your 2 butts. Okay, you're literally gonna take your crotch and you're gonna hit your butt and come back. Hit your butt, come back. Okay, parking it each time. You're literally doing nothing. You're not even changing the form at all. Okay, you're literally staying in that low squat hinge position and just literally hitting your butt. He used to say like butthole, whatever. I mean, it's funny. But to make sure you really get right into that crotch over there, okay? That's drill number 1. Drill number 2 is the deadlift with the kettlebell, so you're gonna hold it forward at your chest. So what you do is you take the bell, you put it right underneath your chest, okay? Pretend that you're karate chopping your hips, lean forward, and come back up. So you're literally trying to take the top of this handle and go as close to your crotch as you can. Now look at this motion here. What is this position? What is this motion? This is literally the kettlebell swing motion. Now last thing you do is you put that all together. Okay, so think about it again. Stepping behind, foot, karate chop the hips, lean forward, lock out the lats. Okay, do your 2 butt, and then you're gonna go right into that deadlift. So 2 butt, deadlift, and place it back down. Park it. How interesting is that, putting that together? So I would definitely do the drills first before you just hop into the kettlebell swing. Very, very helpful. So that's everything that you need to know about kettlebell swings. Definitely a rundown, quick version. Again, making sure you lock out the lats, make sure you're hinging at your hips, and I would totally recommend you filming yourself. Film yourself doing the kettlebell swing, because sometimes you don't realize that you're that person who's like swinging it all over the place, because I know that happened to me before. So check that out. Also make sure that in the link below, we've got my 12-week summer strength series coming up. Join the waitlist. And what's really awesome about when you join the waitlist is not only going to get early bird pricing, but there's a full questionnaire on there. I want to know what you personally need help with. We're breaking down movements right here, but what else do you need help with? Is it motivation? Are you feeling super out of shape and you just like don't even know where to start? Are you in shape right now, but you're just like, what's next? Like, what's next for me? Like, how do I fine tune things? Make sure you fill it all on there, and the Summer Strength Series is going to be a game changer for everyone. So hope you enjoyed this kettlebell tutorial, and I'll see you guys on the next everything you need to know. That's what we'll call this now. It has a name.